Bramble, and it's just a sweet little story about friendship, so that's why I picked it. And I have to put my glasses on because it helps me see better. You know how that goes. Alright, so it's about a little hedgehog and a mouse who are friends. The leaves turned golden brown and rusty red and lay thick on the ground. Winter's coming, time to hibernate, said Bramble. I'll miss you, said Teasel. I'll miss you too, replied Bramble, hugging his friend. Teasel watched as Bramble and the rest of his family crept to their nest under the upside-down wheelbarrow. So they're going in there to hibernate, or under there. At dinner time that evening, Teasel rolled his roasted chestnuts and hazelnuts around his plate. You're missing Bramble, aren't you? Asked his mother. Teasel nodded sadly. At dinner, Teasel was bored. Why don't you draw a picture for your friend, suggested his mother. I know. I'll draw that for Bramble, said Teasel, and I'll write to him too, telling him all about winter. I'll make a book for Bramble. Teasel got his pencils and a large sketchbook and sat by the roaring fire. I like how he's holding the book. Teasel wrote a book for Bramble in big letters and began, Dear Bramble, I'm going to tell you what's happening while you're asleep. Then we can share winter when you wake up. Teasel drew a picture of the upside-down wheelbarrow where Bramble was now sleeping. When he had finished, he closed the book and hid it under his pillow. I like all the little mouse things too. He uses parts of nuts and little mouse-sized stuff. The days rolled by and Teasel still missed his friend. At the winter feast there were lots of delicious things, nuts, pumpkin pie, and warm sweet potatoes. If only Bramble was here, thought Teasel. Oh, did you see Bramble? Yeah, sleeping up here. Teasel sat by the pond, hoping the noise of the party would wake his friend. As he dipped his tail into the cold water and watched the ripples, Mrs. Squirrel came over. Teasel, come join the games. But I want Bramble to be here. He's my best friend, said Teasel. I know, dear, but you can share the fun with him in your book. Teasel was very tired after the party, but he had lots to write in Bramble's book that day. We made a bonfire. The flames were red and yellow and warmed our cold noses. Mrs. Squirrel hid nuts, which we had to find. It was so much fun. I wish you'd been there. The weather grew colder and colder. One day Teasel found the puddles on the path had turned to ice. Come skating with us, called his brother Sedge. That night, Teasel wrote, We tied walnut shells on our feet and skated all day. I kept falling down, but I got better by the end. Just so adorable. The days became colder still. When Teasel looked out of the window one morning, everything seemed to be covered in a thick, white blanket. It's snowing, he shouted, running into the kitchen. We know, said his sister Meadow. We're going to play in the snow after breakfast. Bramble would love this, said Teasel as he gathered another paw full of snow. I do miss him. I know, let's make a snow hedgehog in his honor, replied Sedge. So look at all the sticks they put around him. That night, Teasel drew a picture of the snow hedgehog for Bramble and wrote, It was huge. I wish you could have seen it. When we finished, we had a snowball fight. Then Sedge broke off some icicles and we had ice pops. Teasel was having lots of fun that winter, but he still missed Bramble. Slowly, oh, don't you love that color? It's like now, yay. Slowly spring came. Flowers poked through the ground and the sun grew stronger. Teasel knew that Bramble would soon wake up. He took a basket of nuts with him when he went to the wheelbarrow. Bramble would be hungry after his long sleep. At last, Teasel heard shuffling coming from the wheelbarrow. One by one, Bramble's family crept out into the sunlight. Finally, Bramble emerged, yawning and stretching. "Bramble!" Teasel shouted, running to greet his friend. "I missed you!" "I missed you too," said Bramble. "I know I did because I dreamed about you. I made a book for you so that we could share winter," said Teasel. "Do you want to see it?" "Oh yes, I've always wanted to know what winter was like," said Bramble. And the two friends sat by the pond together, and Bramble began to read. Dear Bramble. And the two friends sat at the pond together as Bramble began to read Dear Bramble. So he's reading it to himself.